My name is Derek Jones. I'm a member of Men with a Message.
I'm Kitsy Bryan, and I'm a Man with a Message.
And you are just in time to find out what that message is. In today's Jamaica Magazine, we hear from these men who were once incarcerated but are now helping to keep the peace. All you have to do is keep watching. I'm Theodore Henry. More after this message.
I'm sure my neighbors hear the screams and cries.
I'm sure by now they've seen the bruises through my oversized glasses.
Can they tell I'm depressed when we speak?
Are they counting my frequent days off from work?
Domestic violence is any pattern of behavior used by an individual to maintain control or power over another. Domestic violence is not just physical, it can also be verbal. If you're in a relationship where you are being abused or know of anyone, get out and speak up. Report domestic violence by calling 119 or the nearest police station. Get out before someone puts you out.
Hi there, I'm Simone Wolf with your JIS News of the Week. Prime Minister Andrew Holness continued his review of boards from the Ministry of Science and Technology as well as the Ministry of Energy this week. The energy portfolio is now under the office of the Prime Minister, while Mr. Holness has assumed oversight of science and technology for at least 2 weeks while he reviews the board's systems and procedures.
A useful measure because it has given me the opportunity to delve deeply into the operations of some of our bureaucratic structures.
In other news from the energy sector, Petrojam reported this week that adequate supplies of asphalt and asphaltic products were once again available in the local market. Local supply was affected as Petrojam shut down refinery operations for routine maintenance, which was exacerbated by difficulties sourcing the commodity on the international market. Meanwhile, Transport and Mining Minister Robert Montego assured the public on Wednesday that road surfaces disturbed by the National Water Commission's work would be restored in short order now that Petrojam's asphalt production is back on track.
Petrojam was on a routine maintenance break, so the plant wasn't producing as much. They are now back in operation, and within a couple of days or maybe a week or so, as production ramps up, the adequate supplies will be made available to the transport trade.
The Transport Minister also announced on Wednesday that JUTC would be adding free Wi-Fi service to 100 buses in short order, up from the current 4.
As we move to improve our transportation system, we will be doing and striving to do more for our customers, because our customers are the kings and the queens, and they are our bosses, and we are striving to improve the service, to bring it to a first world service within our resources that we have.
Jamaica is among 26 countries that have pledged to make the Caribbean the world's first climate-smart zone by the year 2040. A big step was taken on Thursday with the launch of a climate-smart accelerator, a business engine that will use technology to fast-track priority initiatives. At Thursday's launch, the Inter-American Development Bank announced a $3 million investment over 3 years to fund the accelerator.
We welcome all partners, technology companies, investors, agricultural companies, in fact anyone who wants to join in creating a better Caribbean community and economy.
80 Jamaicans have taken up employment opportunities in Canada under the Seasonal Agricultural Workers Program. The group, which left the island a few days ago, is the second batch to be deployed under the program since the start of the year.
Ensure that you conduct yourselves in an acceptable manner, both on and off the job. Be your brother's keeper. Be sure to perform your duties to the best of your ability, bearing in mind the importance of productivity and accountability.
The National Solid Waste Management Authority, NSWMA, announced this week that it would be utilizing drones as part of new measures to enhance security at the island's disposal sites. In the meantime, the NSWMA board said it continued to investigate the increased incidences of fire at all disposal sites. And finally, the nation's leaders used their Independence Day messages to call for a recommitment to good values and contributing to nation building for economic growth.
Our people, despite the challenges of postmodernism and eroding values, continue to demonstrate the spirit of enterprise, creativity, neighborliness, and care for the needy, which have been visible in our history here at home for generations.
My administration is committed to increasing efficiency through public sector reform and building a strong governance framework strengthened by mechanisms to eliminate corruption. The challenge for the next 50 years is to use our political independence and social freedoms to achieve economic independence and prosperity.
Let us also see it as a time for a renewal of the national spirit. Let us commit ourselves to building a Jamaica, not just for a few, but to building a Jamaica that works for all its people by the radical transformation of the economy and society.
And those were some of the stories making news this week. I'm Simone Wolf.
Life is all about making decisions, choosing from a number of options to do a particular thing, which may result in a specific outcome.
It can be difficult, but there are 4 things you can do to help make that decision.
Stop. Check out what's happening and remind yourself to think before acting.
Think. Make sure you're aware of the choices, all the advantages and disadvantages. Then think about the consequences.
Act. Choose the best option and do something about it.
Review.
Finally, review what you have done and determine if it was good or bad. That way, you'll be in a better position to make the next decision, whether big or simple.
The men in our next feature are on a mission, helping at-risk youths keep out of trouble. Though once incarcerated, with the help of the Citizen Security and Justice Program, they have been reformed and are sharing their stories.
The Citizen Security and Justice Program, CSJP, is a crime and violence prevention initiative. It was developed by the Ministry of National Security to enhance security and justice by addressing the social and economic factors that help foster crime. In 2010, the program launched an outreach initiative called CSJP's Men with a Message.
It is a group of messengers who are reformed men whose stories are aimed to inspire other young men.
Well, I've been a member from the inception of the group from 2010. My role is giving tips and caution to at-risk males, and just to show people that change is possible.
CSJP come and put me on the platform for a better life. My role in the program is to encourage my fellow member that we have a task and a journey. My role is also to empower the young youth them.
They were recruited using different criteria. There had to have been proof that they had been out of crime and violence for at least 2 years. They also had to get recommendations from the police, from the community members, and from especially like the community development committees. We must firstly understand that it's a journey. And if they were coming from the other extreme, you know that naturally a lot of workshops, a lot of personal development activities would have taken place along that journey. So they've been able to adjust their behavior. They've been able to reflect within themselves and say, if there are other youngsters who are looking up to me, the onus is on me to act in a particular way.
My name is Derek Jones. I'm a member of Men with a Message. I was in Central Lockup for around a month. I was a part of the problem, robbing people, park and corner, defend ends and turf, till end up go out and fall on the wrong side. When I first wake up in jail, I can't believe that I'm in jail I wake. So from there, my mindset started thinking different, knowing that jail was not the right place for me at that time.
I'm Kitsi Brian, and I'm a man with a message. Being in institutions and seeing what life is like, you know, you just have to make a decision. Is either you're going to continue like this or you're going to make amends of your life. I decided that coming back into civilization, that I wanted a change.
We definitely see where the Men with a Message initiative, I mean the CSJP on a whole, but also in particular the Men with a Message initiative, has been having significant impacts on the youngsters across this island. One such evidence is it being the demand that is there for the program for the young men to come and speak at the different schools. And not only have they been asked to come and speak, but there have been many calls for them to return.
I remember a particular place, it was somewhere over in St. Andrew, but there was a young man there who said that he knew me before all of this, and you know, when I gave a message and I finished and the young man came, you know, he was crying, tears running down his face, and he was asking me that if I don't remember him, but honestly I didn't know him, but he said that he knew me from time before, and that he had loved the transformation. I can safely say that young man is a member of the National Institute, Engineering Institute, which is NTI. So to see that I was the person that inspired that, wow, that's great.
They are representing a brand that is synonymous to peace building, a brand that is synonymous with law and order, right? So the Men with a Message are always expected to be good ambassadors of the program, of the CSJP, and of the Ministry of National Security, which is our parent ministry.
Don't follow a friend or not when I have nowhere going. Badness is madness. Stay in school. Garvey teach with that anywhere we go. Read something before we reach. Even if we sit down and waiting on the people, we need to read something. Read a book and you would see the difference between you and the man when I read.
Favored, preferred, prepared mind. We have the power, you know, to form and shape our future. And I'd like to think that, you know, if you want good for yourself, then you'd want to choose the positive way too. Other people are doing what they want to do. So if I have a dream, I don't see the reason why I can't go there and achieve it, just like any other human being.
The Citizen Security and Justice Program 3, transforming lives through social intervention, offering crime and violence prevention services to youth ages 17 to 30 years old in 50 vulnerable and volatile communities across 8 parishes. Facilitating social development through positive behavior change, allowing youth to discover their self-worth and achieve their full potential, taking justice services to the community and building values of mutual respect and conflict resolution. The CSJP is helping communities to manage their affairs as Jamaica moves to become the place of choice to live, work, raise families, and do business.
Social intervention initiatives like Men with a Message are critical in building a safer Jamaica. You know what else is important? Education. And that is where we now turn our focus. First, a look at the birth of a new university. Then after that, how the Jamaica Social Investment Fund is building improved learning environments.
Work is far advanced to upgrade the Caribbean Maritime Institute CMI to a specialized university catering to maritime, intermodal transportation and logistics.
The new bill, passed with 26 amendments, will repeal the Caribbean Maritime Institute Act, under which the institution currently operates.
The Caribbean Maritime Institute is now officially a university as the institution received its new charter status.
The harbor is a backdrop, the sky, the sea so blue. Ready for the world, we are CMU. Discipline, integrity, or value shining through. In harmony with urgency, we are CMU. Masters of our destiny, we are CMU. We'll make the world a better place, we are CMU.
Thursday, September 28, 2017, represents a truly positive transformation in Jamaica's tertiary education and training landscape. Today, we officially charter the Caribbean Maritime Institute, the Caribbean's first specialized public university and the only international maritime organization recognized maritime education and training provider in the English-speaking Caribbean for the training of officers.
Consequent on the status change from the Caribbean Maritime Institute to Caribbean Maritime University, I now have the honor, sir, to request that you install His Royal Majesty, King Drolo Bosa Adamta I Sopolo of the Shai, people of Ghana, as the first Chancellor of the Caribbean Maritime University.
I'm now a yearman, member of the family. We will make a difference and we will change the lives of many, not just in this region, but around the world. This is a country that has had an impact in the world. Marcus Garvey was lent to the world by you. Reggae was lent to the world by you. Excellence in athleticism, track and field was lent to the world by you. It is time now for the world to recognize that we have here in Jamaica, yeah man, we have here in this great country, great scholars, great thinkers, amazing universities and institutions that is breaking new grounds and setting opportunities for many.
For some of us, CMU is what is small and large. It is large in spirit, small in size, young in age. In this regard, students get to know the depth not only of their classmates, but their instructors as well. Yet for others, it is a combined exhilaration of experiences, academic fellowship at the highest level, acquiring new and fulfilling skills that make them optimally rounded.
I now install you, Fritz Pinnock, as president of the Caribbean Maritime University.
I, Fritz Pinnock, pledge myself to perform the duties of the president of the Caribbean Maritime University as prescribed by the Act, Charter, Statutes, and Ordinances of the university. Today our student body is connecting Africa, Asia, North America, South and Central America, and Europe. The CMU is now a global university. The CMU will continue to infuse discipline and the soft skills, and we make them core competence to produce men and women who are disciplined, highly skilled, and globally certified to stand head and shoulders with the best in the world.
I am proud to be a part of not just the transition, but an absolute transformation. Most importantly, a change in the tide of our student life.
I'm proud to
say that Barbadians have benefited from the opportunities offered at this institution. As it enters this new phase of its development, the attainment of university status, I envision this facility becoming the institution of choice for higher learning, for training, for research, and for consultation in the area of maritime matters in the Western Hemisphere.
CMU celebrates our ability as human beings to discover and learn and to build, to question, to reimagine, to create new ways to connect and work with each other. This is a place that truly offers a path to excellence.
The Caribbean Maritime University, a confluence where political foresight met the educational demands of a region and, by extension, the world. Charting a new course, CMU has proven that ships are not built for ports, as beyond the shore is the open sea. Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, celebrating over 20 years of investment in community development. JSIF has forged relationships with international funding partners as well as private and public sector entities. Let us continue to invest to reduce vulnerabilities. Let us build our social capital and resilient infrastructures to ensure full participation in Vision 2030. JSIF, investing for community development.
The heights by great men reached and kept were not attained by sudden flight.
A pillar of Jamaica's development plan, Vision 2030, points to the need for access to quality education. The Jamaica Social Investment Fund, JSIF, continues to make significant contributions to the education sector in Jamaica. They have been effectively mobilizing resources from the CDB Basic Needs Trust Fund, EU Poverty Reduction Program, and the Petro-Caribbean Development Fund with the aim of improving learning environments. JSIF has successfully completed phases 7 and 8 of the CDB Basic Needs Trust Fund BNTF project. One of the components of the project was to support the expansion and rehabilitation of 9 primary schools across Jamaica from the shift system, as well as to reduce overcrowding in some schools. The Mandeville Primary and Junior High and the Christiana Moravian Primary Schools in Manchester were 2 of the beneficiaries.
Mandeville Primary and Junior High, we transitioned September 1, 2017 into the whole day operation from the shift system. JSIF has been an integral part of the transition in providing us with 12 new classrooms and also with a sanitation system.
Before the Jamaica Social Investment Fund intervened, Christiana Moravian Primary and Infant School was bursting at the seam. We had an enrollment of over 1,000 students with very little space in which to accommodate them. Since the JSIF intervention, we have received 10 new classroom blocks, fully furnished. There was also a rehabilitation component to the project. Our block was rehabilitated, the bathroom facilities were improved. It has boosted the morale of staff, of students, of parents and guardians and other stakeholders.
Silver and gold will vanish away, but a good education will never decay.
In 2009, the Ministry of Health indicated that 235 primary and junior high schools were using unsafe, unhygienic pit latrines. JSIF, through the Petro-Caribbean Development Fund, embarked on removing these outdated facilities. This initiative has since led to the construction of 51 sanitation blocks in primary and junior high schools with over 20,000 beneficiaries.
JSIF has undertaken a huge initiative here. Prior to 2015, we were using pit latrines, and since June of 2015, we can now safely say we are boasting the use of modern toilet facilities.
The bathrooms was very messy. It was terrifying when there wasn't any pipes at the pit latrine because Sometimes when we were coming up from using the bathroom, some persons forgot to wash their hands because there wasn't any water.
I was glad because it was nearer to the classroom. We have running water. It was more cleaner. It was more comfortable on the toilets. I have more privacy.
Parents would have expressed concern they don't want their children to be coming here to be using pit latrines, but with the new bathroom facilities, we have had an outpour of students coming here. Over 92 students. Prior to we had 65, and the number is growing.
Do all the good you can to all the people you can, in all the ways you can, just as long as you can.
The JSAFE Poverty Reduction Program, PRP, in partnership with the Community Renewal Program funded by the European Union, took on a 48-month project targeting economically marginalized individuals, costing over 1.9 billion Jamaican dollars. The project's objectives are to promote growth through education by improving early childhood institutions, aiding entrepreneurial development, and providing internships, workshops, skills training, as well as tertiary and vocational scholarships.
I got the JSAFE scholarship in my final year at the University of the West Indies in 2015 while pursuing a degree in marine biology and psychology. In my final year, I actually had applied for a student loan, but in receiving the scholarship, it covered my entire school fee, and as such, I was really elated, and I actually sent back the money that I had gotten from student loans.
The Jamaica Social Investment Fund has been a major player in the implementation of several possibility projects across Jamaica.
Thank you, JSAFE.
And the CDB.
Thank you, JSAFE, and the Petro-Caribe Development Fund.
Thanks to the JSAFE PRP program, I really appreciate the scholarship. It helped me in many, many ways.
JSAFE, investing for community development.
This is where today's magazine ends. But no worries, you can always watch it again on YouTube or visit our website. And while you're browsing through the internet, let us know what you thought of the show. And there are many ways you can do that. Send us an email or drop us a message on our social media pages. I'm Theodore Henry. On behalf of the entire production crew, have a good evening.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.